Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are getting closer and closer to signing Viktor Gyokerez this summer as the Sporting Lisbon season has ended and they have been crowned champions of the Liga de Portugal. Now, yesterday, Viktor Gyokerez scored his 39th goal of the season, but also his last goal of the campaign in Liga de Portugal as his team, Sporting Lisbon, were champions. Fabrizio Romano, after that, confirmed that the player is now going to be looking forward to a new chapter as 60 million are just going to be enough to get him into the red and white at the Emirates Stadium. And two questions have actually popped up on the internet after those moments. Question number one was, is he going to be able to replicate the quality and the form that we have just seen in the Liga de Portugal at Arsenal? Can he do it for Arsenal the way he's done it for Sporting? That was question number one. And question number two, is he the next Robin van Persie? I mean, a few people have said he's better. I don't know what you think about Gyokerez and Van Persie. The debate has been there for quite some time. But on this channel, we are going to talk about it today as well. So hit the like button, strap in. Let me know in the comment box below, what do you think about Van Persie versus Gyokerez? Persie is a legend at Arsenal. There's no question about that. Yes, he left in a bad way and joined rivals Manchester United and said some bad things about the club. But I really consider him a legend, and I hope you do as well. So yesterday, Fabrizio Romano confirmed that it is time for Viktor Gyokerez to look at a new chapter and move on to the next club. He's had a very, very great time at Sporting Lisbon, winning 3 major trophies already, and there is a chance for him to win a 4th if they can also win, the last cup game in this season. So there's a chance for him to win 4 major trophies at Sporting Lisbon this campaign. And if you look at the last 5 years, Sporting Lisbon with Viktor Gyokerez have done something that Arsenal have not been able to do: win some trophies. It's not even about major trophies, but win some trophies. And of course, yesterday we saw Crystal Palace win the trophy. We saw Barcelona win a trophy the other time. We saw the likes of Liverpool win trophies. Arsenal are looking at that. That is what we want to do, and we are hoping that Viktor Gyokerez, having done it with Sporting, he's gonna come in and do the same for us. Now, after the season has ended, we hope that this deal is gonna be accelerating at a very, very quick pace. I think Arsenal can now go in formally and try and get this deal done. We've been trying to pay respect, and we've trying to be respectful to Sporting. They've been under immense pressure. It has been a very tight title race between them and Benfica. They've literally been on the same points until the last day of the campaign. So Arsenal have been giving it some time. They've been trying to negotiate with Sporting, trying to negotiate with Gyokerez, but not pushing it too much, knowing there is a lot of pressure already on the player side and also on the club side. But after that is done, it is time for Viktor Gyokerez to wear the red and white shirt. So the two questions that we have: number one, can he be the next Robin van Persie? And number two, can he replicate the form and do it at Arsenal? So there is a bit of skepticism, and this skepticism has been, I think, fueled with what I would call data and statistics. Strikers that come from Portugal don't actually do very well in the rest of Europe. Now, of course, you have the likes of Joao Felix to look at. You have a couple of other players as well that people were saying before they came to the big 5 leagues, they were actually doing very well in Portugal. But then I would also say we've had some very good players, some very good forwards that have actually come into the big teams and have actually done well. We've got the likes of Nani, Cristiano Ronaldo, and a couple of others. So I don't think we need to discredit Viktor Gyokerez based on the past, right? Yes, there is a bit of a trail that players that come from Portugal don't actually do very well in the big 5 leagues, but I think there is also examples, right, of players that have come out of there and they've actually done very, very well. The likes of Angel Di Maria have come in and done very well. So I think Viktor Gyokerez has a chance. He's got a chance to prove himself that I'm not one of those strikers, I'm not one of those forwards that are going to come from Portugal and just flop. I'm going to deliver, and I'm going to provide real quality. Now, for me, these are the reasons why he can thrive in a team like Arsenal And these are the reasons why he can thrive inside the Premier League, because those are two different tasks. Thriving and playing well for Arteta and Arsenal, that is different. It's also different from him coming in and doing the job as part of a Premier League team. So for me, when I think about Premier League strikers, this is what I think about. And I'm thinking about Premier League strikers in Didier Drogba, in Kun Aguero, in Mo Salah, in such kind of players that have actually succeeded, Robin van Persie and the others. For you to succeed as a striker in the Premier League, you've got to be intelligent. You've got to be quick and speedy. You've got to be strong, right? And you've got, most importantly, you've got to be clinical. Those are the four things that a striker needs to thrive in the Premier League. So let's test Viktor Gyokerez against those four elements. Intelligence. I think he's a very intelligent player. I mean, you don't score 95 goals in 96 goals in 101 games for a club, and he's done this for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal, but also on the European scene. So I don't think you score 95 goals in 100 appearances, right? And you're not an intelligent runner, and you're not an intelligent player. One of the things that Erling Haaland has, and I really love about him, is he's got that ability to spot runs and make them before defenders do. And that's why whenever you look at Erling Haaland's goals, you're always going to say, wow, they're tap-ins. They're actually tap-ins because of two reasons. One, he can make the run, and he can make that run earlier. He can sense it earlier before defenders actually switch on. And also he's got players that can find him in Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of Bernardo Silva, and the others. So I really still think that Gyokerez is an intelligent player, and his intelligence levels are quite able to keep up with the level of technicality and the level of quality that we have of defenders in the Premier League. For example, if we have Viktor Gyokerez against a player like Virgil van Dijk, can he get away from Virgil van Dijk on 2 or 3 occasions and maybe score once? I think he can. I think the only defense that would threaten him would be the Arsenal defense. Saliba and Gabriel. Those guys can lock you down. So in terms of intelligence, I can give him something like 8 out of 10. He can deal with Premier League defenders in terms of intelligence. In terms of pace, he's a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. And in terms of pace, we've had strikers that have been really quick. The likes of Luis Suarez have been very quick strikers. The likes of Fernando Torres as well. So I think in terms of being quick, Viktor Gyokerez is one of the strikers that love scoring a goal on the transition. And Mikel Arteta is going to really benefit from signing it, because Arsenal really struggle with pace. We really struggle to have players that can, be quick, especially on the transition. Gyokerez can do that very well. He's not a slow player. Don't even lie to yourself. Even at 27, turning 28 very soon, he's still a very quick player in his prime. Then, let's talk about being clinical. Now, he's one of the players around Europe that are having 50% of their shots on target. 50% of his shots are finding the target. And of course, his finishing style is going for power over finesse. Now, I don't really care about a striker's finishing style. If he wants to go for power, it's okay. If he wants to go for finesse, that's okay, as long as you're finding the back of the net. And most importantly, the strikers that we've been talking about, Robin van Persie, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez, Kun Aguero, Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, all of them have got one thing in common. They find the back of the net. And that is something that Arsenal have not had in abundance ever since we lost Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and ever since we lost Robin van Persie. We don't have strikers. We don't send strikers that find the back of the net in abundance. We have played Kai Havertz there. Doesn't really do that very much. You have Mikel Merino, not even a striker. You've Gabriel Jesus, who's not a bad striker, but he doesn't score a lot of goals in abundance. So I think Viktor Gyokerez, again, in terms of being clinical, he ticks the box very well. Physical presence and energy and physicality, you're not going to bully Viktor Gyokerez. He's not that skinny striker. He's not Hugo Ekitike. You're not gonna bully him. He's a strong player. He's physically able. He can cope up with the Premier League's physicality. So for me, he's gonna do well, right? In terms of adapting to Arsenal, I think it's about, because when you think about Gabriel Jesus, it's about following the manager's instructions. The reason as to why Mikel likes Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz is they're players that can execute the manager's instructions to the detail. And if Gyökeres is coachable, if he can come in and listen to the manager, if he wants you to drop deep, drop deep. If he wants you to make forward runs, make forward runs. And this Arsenal team has got a lot of talent that is going to feed Viktor Gyokerez. It's going to fit in very well, because what we are lacking and what we are missing to activate players like Odegaard, to activate players like Saka, is, can we get a striker? Can we get a guy that is going to make forward runs and force these players into unlocking their creativity mode? So I think he can work out Arsenal. He can also work out in the Premier League. But then the question number 2 is, can Viktor Gyokerez replace or be the next Robin van Persie? Now, Robin van Persie is a legend for me at Arsenal, scoring 132 goals in 278 games. That is no joke. That is no joke at all. And he came in, and people were looking at him as the next Dennis Bergkamp. Obviously, they come from the same country, but the skill set of Robin van Persie and his ability on the ball, free kicks and everything, he was impeccable. So he came in and people were thinking this is the replacement of Dennis Bergkamp. In the end, Robin van Persie became a number 9, a solid number 9, and he scored lots of goals in the final campaign at Arsenal. But can we say that we're getting Viktor Gyokerez and he's going to be replacing Robin van Persie? Let's see. In terms of goals, I can say Gyokerez can score more, and these are the reasons why. Number 1, I think he would suffer from less injuries. Obviously, we don't know this Arsenal team. Something's not right. I mean, our players are suffering a lot of injuries. It's either lack of rotation or the medical team have got to sort themselves out. They've got to ask themselves this question: why are players suffering these bad injuries constantly and subsequently? But I think he would suffer less consequences, which means more playing time. Robin van Persie had that disadvantage. If Van Persie had played more, if he had stayed fit for about 5 consecutive seasons, he would have broken the numbers and the record of Thierry Henry. He was such a very good striker. And of course, remember, Robin van Persie didn't play in these astonishing clubs, like teams at Arsenal. I mean, yeah, there was a time when he played with Cesc Fabregas, and then Fabregas left. Then there's a time when he played with, I think, Sami Nasri left. He did play with a stable setup like Gyökeres would at Arsenal. And that's why I think that Gyökeres would score more goals at the team. He has a better team. You look at Saka, Odegaard, Rice, Timber, Raya. The setup is stable in this Arsenal team. So first, I think Gyökeres will score more goals. He's joining a club that is really hungry to win. He's joining a club that is ready to go for the next trophy, and he's a striker in his prime. In terms of trophies, Van Persie won 1 FA Cup in 2005 and 2 Community Shields. For Viktor Gyokerez, he's a winner. I mean, we're signing a winner, right? But also, Viktor Gyokerez is signing for Arsenal at a time when Mikel Arteta is under a lot of pressure. Players are really hungry and they're really frustrated of not winning and just coming close every single season. So if Viktor Gyokerez comes next season and Arsenal win with the trophy, let's say Premier League, he's already won bigger things than Robin van Persie ever did at Arsenal. And I reckon he will win the Premier League and win the FA Cup at Arsenal. The Champions League is a little bit tricky. You've got to have a bit of more, right? Does he have that more to push this Arsenal team? Maybe. But I just think that in a team that is missing just a striker to go and win the league, and Viktor Gyokerez is that damn good striker, I kind of feel like he will win more trophies. In terms of general skill, and entertainment, Robin van Persie is a much better player, a much better quality player. You remember his free kicks, remember his penalties. It's just a much better striker. Obviously, Gyokerez has better technique of taking penalties, but for me, in terms of leadership, assists, and the general game, Van Persie is better. The love that Arsenal fans have for both players, I think Van Persie was loved way more. But if Gyökeres comes in and scores maybe about 20 goals in his first campaign, I think he would be loved just the same as Robin van Persie. So let me know about what you think about that debate.